Hi.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, Maria. We're both wearing white. I love it.
I'm wearing white. Yes. It's like almost like we scheduled the dress code for today, but we didn't.
Well, we're all similar, aren't we? Violin, white. We think alike.
We do have a lot of common things together.
This is going to be fun. Who's here?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
I already see 45 people online with us.
Yay. Hi. I see everyone. Hi. Oh, my goodness, all these people.
So I just wanted to say a few things to get to know you guys to Miss Lynn Kuo. She's currently an assistant concertmaster of the National Ballet of Canada in Toronto. And she's also a visiting professor of violin at Memorial University of Newfoundland. And she also holds a Doctor of Musical Arts from the University of Toronto. So very accomplished. Thank you for talking to me. I feel honored.
No, thank you for doing this. This is fun. So we have to tell everybody how we met. How did we meet? We just started connecting, right? And then we started chatting.
I think I watched some of your videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
For the pinky, strengthening of the pinky. So
and your videos are incredible. I mean, all of your followers already know this, but you are an incredible violinist, an incredible teacher. So I mean, I think there's this mutual respect and mutual love across the world. I love what you do. I love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, especially coming from you. Well, coming from everybody, but thank you so much. So I announced this as let's talk about practicing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about maybe we should, get started on that. I did have a few questions before, so I can get to know you better, and everybody else can get to know you better.
Sure. Let's do it.
Interesting. So I wanted to ask you, when did you start playing the violin, and how did you start? Like, did your parents kind of like introduce you to it, or you saw someone playing it and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna play that?
I started piano first, actually. I was 7 when my parents put me in piano, and I have 2 siblings, so all of us were put into extracurricular activities just to make us well-rounded. And 2 years of piano. I remember my first piano lesson. I was sitting at this piano. I had no idea what it was, and then there's a lady sitting there next to me, and she said, okay, find middle C. And I was 7 years old. I had no idea. It was weird to be sitting in a room with another adult who I didn't know. And so I just felt incredibly awkward. I remember looking out the window, hearing a dog bark. And I said, find middle C. And I went out, listening to the window. That was my first music lesson. And then 2 years later, I started violin. And so I already knew how to read music. And I started sort of in Suzuki. But Suzuki, you learn by ear. But I already knew how to read. So then I went really quickly through the books. And then I was always Lynn, the pianist, like this. And violin was a second instrument. And then it started to get a little cool. And then by people around when I was a teenager, they said you have to start choosing one to concentrate on. You can't maybe go do both. So then I said, I went to National Youth Orchestra, and there was no piano to practice. And I was 14, almost 15 that summer. And we were at the University of Guelph on campus, and I couldn't find a piano anywhere. And it was all violin for 6 weeks. Youth orchestra. And that was the summer I just said, okay, I'm going to be a violinist. And then my parents said, no, you can't quit piano. You can't quit piano until you're 17. So I just showed up at my lessons, and my teacher, Christina Suter, she teaches piano at the university. So she didn't know what to do with me. She knew I was going to be a violinist. She said, well, she has to take piano lessons with me. So she said, let's just read some Beethoven symphony for 4 hands. So that's what we did until I was 17. Then I was released out of jail. Then I became a violinist. Yeah.
That's a great story. Why 17? Like, why not 18? Why 17?
I don't know. Maybe at 18, you're allowed to be an adult and make your own choices. I don't know. When you're 17, you're still technically a child. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so when was your first audition that was like more serious, like for college or for
you mean for extra audition, or is that what you mean?
I mean, any type of audition that was like your first audition.
Well, I think you start off doing little competitions when you're a child, right? The little festival,
Right.
and then comes the provincial festival, then becomes a national festival, and then you go into university and you take the concerto competitions, and then so it builds, and then the next step after taking an audition is obviously taking the leap into orchestra, professional orchestra auditions. So
Right.
I think I did a small chamber orchestra audition in Toronto, maybe 13-player orchestra. I think technically that would have been my first real audition. Other than that, it was maybe audition into a summer program. I think the ballet, the National Ballet, my current job, that was maybe my only second or third professional audition, maybe third or something. Yeah, I was still in my master's degree, my first year of my master's degree.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've been there. This is my 20th year. 20,
Wow.
20 how old I am. This
Congratulations. What are you going to do for anniversary? Buy everyone chocolate.
I don't know. I feel like an old timer.
No. No, that's celebrate it.
Yeah. Well, I think you get a little pin, so maybe I'll collect a little pin. Well, I guess it's through pandemic, COVID, a virtual pin, and get that on my, I don't know. Maybe they'll mail it to me. I don't know. Yeah.
So everybody is, stressed about, well, the current situation eventually will pass, hopefully.
So, it will. This can't, I mean, Spanish flu happened 100 years ago, and we're still as a civilization surviving. Yeah, we'll survive.
We'll survive, I think. I think it's going to be fine. But, after this is done, then, a lot of auditions are waiting for us. Some of the auditions are orchestra, some of it for college, some of it for whatever someone is interested in, teaching or. So I was going to ask you, we have about 3 months until we get started seriously with the jobs again. So what would you say would be a good way to spend those 3 months on and work towards a certain goal, or how would it be good to work only on technique or only on music, or something like that? Like, what would be your advice how to use the free time?
Well, you know what, when are we ever going to have this amount of open space? I know that I was going to take an audition actually, and I have pecked and kind of tinkered with the list. But you know what I have found most helpful these days is just looking at all the etudes and scales and all the technical drills that I had neglected for so many years because we're so busy working on orchestra rep. Oh my gosh, I got to learn that symphony. I got to learn that ballet next week. Oh, there's this gig. I have to learn that note. Oh, I got to play James Bond next week and Final Fantasy gig, this gig here. So I get sidetracked. I don't know about anyone else. I get so sidetracked with learning orchestra work-related stuff that I forget how to do the mechanics of everything. So now that we have this, let's say, couple of months, this is the greatest time to pull out the etude books. And I find that when I spend the time to work on etude books, some of the excerpts just fix themselves. It's like we're working on the excerpts while we're working on the scales. So we think, before I used to be of the mentality that I don't want to waste time working on this silly Kreutzer etude. I would rather work on Don Juan, right? Just hammer out Don Juan for an hour in my practice room. But sometimes it just won't fix itself. No matter how many times I do a rhythm, let's say da 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 da, da or try to do da 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 da, all these groupings, and then it just still won't come out. So this is the perfect time to use that space and reset the body, reset the mind, and train inside of drills and scales and double stops, and then all of a sudden Don Juan will be faster, easier. It's magic. It's really magic. Yeah. Exactly. So it's kind of, I feel a little bit remiss that when I was younger, I didn't actually go through a regimen of etudes. I'm wondering what you did. Did you have an etude regimen?
I did. I started with, well, I'm not going to be talking about the very beginning. In the beginning, I was learning those children's book etudes. But after that, I was doing Kreutzer for about 2 years, I think. And I did all the, first etude with all the bowings, the 42 ways of doing the same etude. Then I think I really went through every single etude in that book. And that's the only book that I played all etudes Yeah.
You see, I never did all those Kreutzer etudes. I need to do that. I need to do that backward homework, that retrospective homework. That I totally like. This is where I feel like I've missed out. This is why I'm going back to Kreutzer. Now my Kreutzer book is the biggest. You know how you have the Bible and it has all those pages that you've highlighted and torn. Like this is now my Bible. Kreutzer is now my Bible. You should see it.
The Bible.
Yes, it is. Look, okay, this is from my childhood. And it's like totally ghetto Chinese version. Here it is, yeah.
That's so good. I love it.
Yeah. Like some of the stuff you've played all this? I've not played all this.
Every single one we've been through with my teacher back then.
Oh my gosh, I gotta catch up to you then.
He was like, you're gonna play all these, and we went.
Wow.
I mean, I probably didn't play them all well, but you know, we went through everything. That's what I remember.
You want to play things well.
Traumatic.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like how when we're younger, we want to blast through a lot of rep. And when I did that, I think all students do that. Then as soon as I went to University of Toronto, my teacher, he actually rewound me back a few levels. I was quite disappointed, quite frustrated, quite shocked because I didn't realize how, let's say, poor my technique was set up, and I was apparently playing pieces that were too difficult for me. So he wanted to bring me back a couple notches so that I could play a lesser piece, but much, much more polished. So that's interesting. Project Kreutzer etudes. Yes. The tiny violinist. Yes. That's a pandemic project.
Oh, yeah, that's a hashtag. We should do that.
Yes. Project Kreutzer. Okay, we're going to have to use that hashtag. Oh my God. I'm going to be using this emoji. You know?
We'll be waiting for your videos, you know that.
Okay, I'll try. I'll do, okay.
Now that you said it before, in front of everybody.
Shaylin asks, who is my prof? Laurent Fenyevish. I'll type that in. He was an awesome gentleman, and he taught so many violinists around the world. And among them, Erica Rom. Erica Rom teaches in Toronto. Jeanette Campbell, one of our students in our studio, is going to study with Erica Rom. She was one of Mr. Fenyevish's star students. Tasman Little in the UK was one of Mr. Fenyevish's star students. He taught, he's coached Scott St. John, St. Lawrence String Quartet. So many people in Japan have studied with him too. How many hours do you used to play? Is that a question for both of us? From Maria.
I'm not sure. I think it's for you because
for me. Oh gosh.
And
okay, this is all right. We said this is gonna be real talk. All right, this is real talk. Some days it's 0, and when I'll be honest.
For everyone.
Okay, so typically, if I'm working, if I can get an hour a day and put food on the table and go to do a 2-service day and keep up with friends in an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then if I'm really gunning for an audition or a concert, it'll be up to 4. But I find past 3, 4, physically and mentally, I'm done. And personally, I don't agree with people trying to practice 8 hours a day. I don't know how people, especially I think percussionists and pianists, I don't know how they can practice 8 hours a day. I think you're just grinding yourself into the ground. It's not sustainable. I don't agree with people saying try to practice when you're tired. I mean, I'm going to talk about all of this in my practice workshop. I have so much to say about that. Are you really older than 21? Is that a question for me?
I think it is.
Yes, I am much older. I mean, I'm in my 20th year at the National Ballet, so yeah.
Let them do the math. It's all right.
Let them do the math.
You don't have to say it.
No. Let's see. How many Kreutzer etudes are there? That's about how old I am. No,
well, let's see. Open the book right now.
Count. Oh wait, maybe I'm as old as a Paganini Caprice.
Maybe.
Oh, who's gonna guess my age? Wait, how many Gavinier etudes are there? Don't tell me there's 75 of them.
How many are with us? Right now it's 17, 18. Well, it changes all the time. So.
No, but how many etudes are in the Road Caprices? How many etudes in the Gavinier?
24.
Okay, so let's say I'm 20. I'm a Road Caprice book.
Here you go, 22.
22? Oh, that's cute.
All right. Yeah. I was actually about to ask you that about the hours of practicing, because a lot of people ask that, and I'm like, it's not really about how many hours you're gonna practice, because if you do 6 hours today, and if half of it you were, on your phone, or taking breaks every few minutes, or not really being into the music, not really thinking about it, not really, being mindful about your practice, I mean, I don't see any value in that. It's better to do 3 hours. It's better to do 2 hours. I try to do 1 hour for sure, even on days when I'm super busy. And then, I guess 3 or 4 hours on, like, when I'm preparing for something.
Yeah. Well, you're
More.
so inspiring. I watch your posts and I get inspired. This is the best part of connecting with you online and connecting with other violinists, because I mean, we have the tiny violinists. We've got Maestro Schumann. We've got the Sloth violin. These are all people who practice, and we've got Harmony Violin Studio. I'm calling out all these Instagram handles right now. Minjung Ho One. These are all people to follow, because we are all trying to inspire each other. It's really great. Right. Hi, Shaylin's laughing. Ha ha ha. Elena and Shaylin. These are students in my studio.
This thing is actually great, because, before I thought that a recording has to be perfect in order to be posted. And guess what? It's never going to be perfect. So
you know what?
You're going to hide your whole life. You chose to do this, right? So might as well just, let it go and try to improve it day by day. And
this is why I love seeing your posts, because I mean, I think you're an incredible violinist. But I've seen one of your videos on the first tutorial you put out, and it was just so real. Then in one take, I thought, wow, it's incredible. It's real. It's just like, it makes you really relatable, and I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, talking to you right now, it feels cool, because we're trying to be relatable, and I think we are relatable.
Well, you're like, I'm trying to get there where you are.
It's funny, I would say the same thing about you.
Well, thank you, but yeah. So, what is your favorite? So you said you're gonna practice Kreutzer all summer, and you're gonna post a lot of videos.
Now you're putting me to it now.
Yes, yeah. What is your favorite book for, like, favorite method, favorite book for developing your technique? Something that you do every day to keep you in shape, your playing.
I definitely have defaulted to Kreutzer, just because I took Nathan Cole's Virtuoso master course, and he spent so many classes on these Kreutzer etudes, and I realized that I had not done them in the detail that he did. So now I've taken a lot of inspiration from studying with him, and go right back to all of my student etudes. And right now I'm on Dunk, and I'm looking at my teacher's markings, and they're all still there from 20 years ago or 25 years ago. And she's at Duo Concertante, that's her handle. And so I tagged her once, and she was shocked that her markings are still in my part, and they still are. I'll show you.
Amazing. Can I have a copy of that?
For all the students who are in my studio, they'll recognize her handwriting. That's right. Her handwriting. So I studied with her too. We have a question here. How do you tune a violin who doesn't want to be tuned? Oh no. Oh no, what's going on there?
I don't see that. Oh, okay, here we go. Doesn't want
to be tuned. I don't know. That sounds like a problem instrument. I wonder if it needs to be taken to how do you say this? Luthier. I never know how to say luthier or luthier. What do people say? Tell us how you pronounce it. Luthier or luthier?
Luthier.
You say luthier.
I've never actually heard anyone
say luthier.
I pronounce it. I don't remember. I just think that I just read as I see it written.
I guess in English we would say luthier, but I guess in French we would say luthier. Someone come on, please help us out.
Do you play sad?
Lex Luthor. Yeah, I take my violin into Lex Luthor. Do I play violin when I'm sad? Well, if I'm practicing, if I have to practice for something, yes. Oh, I sometimes had a tear drop into my instrument. That's no good. Don't cry when no. That's for the varnish.
I don't want that.
It leaves stain. How to, okay, Mariam, okay. How to practice flexibility in the fourth finger's knuckle. Oh.
Well, you have a whole video for that.
Yeah, well, I don't do it on vibrato, but flexibility, you know, this is one of the exercises you can do, just that you're concentrating on that joint there. So this will help. I mean, that one there. And there's also one where you're trying to bring the inside of your hand closer to the fingerboard, and this while you have the fourth finger. So you're just, actually it's coming from the arm. So back and forth. You can use your bow. I'm not going to use the bow because it sounds terrible. But you can practice this kind of flexibility, this kind of flexibility, rolling the finger flexibility, and then rolling the hand. These are all Simon Fisher exercises.
Ooh, good. I was going to ask you, there was this post of you playing Don't Number 8, which is actually my favorite etude for thirds.
Yeah.
So, and you were talking about a tartini tone. So
yes.
I was so intrigued. What is that? I don't think I've heard of it. Maybe I've heard of it, but like in a different name.
Okay. Tartini tones. So Tartini tones, Tartini was the one who apparently discovered them. And this is basically a third note that you hear. I mean, obviously you hear one pitch and the other pitch. But as you play it super in tune, you should, when it's perfectly in tune, you should be able to hear a third pitch. For a major third, let's say C and E, natural, major third. If you play it a little bit louder too. If you play it at home and you play it super loud, you should be able to hear the C, which is the bottom pitch, 2 octaves below. And on the instrument, it should almost like almost like a buzz, like that. Let me see. Let's do an F. So it should be a. There it is. There it is.
Right, I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So now if I go down to the minor third, E, G. This one is a C. You're gonna hear a C on the bottom. You should hear a C.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, see, Walter knows what we're talking about. Maestro Schumann, yeah, he knows all about Tartini tones. Your violin sounds like a train horn. That's exactly it. And when it's super in tune, it does sound like a train horn. I like that analogy. Thank you. Flute by Repertoire 76. Hard to pronounce handles. What Gretel Marg C? What method recommended to practice scales of 4 octaves with 6 thirds octaves? Okay.
Well, I think already. Wait, who asked that?
Gretel Marg C. What method?
Well, there is a book by Gilels that I always talk about.
Oh, you have a book by Gilels? I don't know this book.
You don't know? It's a Russian book, Elizabeth Gilels, and she wrote the book. She started with G major, G minor, then A flat major, A flat minor. So by half a step, she built up to C major, C minor. That's the 4 octaves, right? You can't do like D major. I don't think you can do it in 4. No, you can't do it in 4 octaves. So yeah, you have that book, and there is. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I was gonna ask something about double stops. So once you are right, let's say you have a C major.
Yeah.
So how do you tune them? This is what I know. So I find the upper voice, right? once the upper voice is in place, now the lower voice, I kind of tune it to the upper voice. Is that true? Is that correct?
Well, I think it depends on harmonically what you are doing. If you're playing a piece in C major, you want everything to relate to the tonic, which is C. So that means I would take the tonic C first, make sure that's in tune, and then put the E to it, because it depends on the context. Is it melodic, right? I mean, for example, sometimes we're playing a scale in double stops in third, right? Because you're using this example. But let's say you're playing a piece of music. Sometimes I'm playing, so I want to hear the scale up. But if for example, if we tune the E needs to be just intonation versus Pythagorean, right? So that's going to be a low. I mean, yes, you could probably get away with keeping that E low, da, 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 da. Or you can try to make that as melodic as possible, and my students have heard me talk about that. If, let's say, I want to make this scale really expressive, da da e, da da, if I want the E to lead to the F, or da 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 da, it depends on the context. So you could start with putting the E first and then finding the C, but I think it really depends on what context you're playing it, like what the piece is. What do you want to say in the piece, or are you just playing that double step inside the scale?
Is as scales. That's what I was.
Oh, just for scales?
Because yeah, the violin is not a well-tempered instrument. So just because you're gonna, I've heard a lot of like, oh, tune the first voice with the lower voice with the tuner, and then tune the upper voice with the tuner, and then put them together. But that does not always work, because the C alone and C with E together is not the same C, right?
That's right.
So the E alone in this context, in C major, the E alone and E with the C below, it's not the same E, right?
Right.
They're going to have to be a little lower or a little higher. That's what you were saying.
Well, then I would definitely, if it's in C major, then I would definitely tune it to a drone on C. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the I would tune the first finger to the C. Yeah. And put the drone. Yeah. But that's assuming that we're in the key of C major. And even if you're in G or A minor, yeah, those keys, right? Or even F major. Yeah, you know what? It really depends on the key, on which tonality you're in. So that means that will determine which drone you're tuning to. So I think context is important. Harmonic context is important.
All right.
Okay. What basically here let's see, what comment could you write the name of the book? I think they're asking you for the name of the book.
I'll write it right now.
Elizabeth Gilels, right? Is that what you mentioned?
But you can't find the book anywhere, so you have to just send me your email, and I'll send the book. Yes, that's it. Okay. I must have sent like 100 copies by now. I would say, if you want the book, please let me know, and like a bunch of people.
Oh, you know what? I think. You know how we connect? I think you recognize that I had played this really not well-known Porgy and Bess concert fantasy, but Igor Frolov.
Yes. Yeah.
And I had seen you nail that amazing A major, A dominant 7th arpeggio. Yeah, you nail it. It's incredible.
I'm working on it.
Oh my God, I struggle with
it's a really fun beat.
like that. It is super fun. It is super fun. Yeah.
And then, did you have a video and you were talking, and in the back I could hear it?
Yeah, that was that. I think my pinky, how to strengthen your pinky video on YouTube. Yes, because that recording I have on my CD. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know about that piece until my pianist, who is Ukrainian, she introduced me to that piece. That's the only reason why I know that piece. But I don't think it's very popular in this side of the world. I think in Europe especially Eastern Europe is very popular, right?
Actually, I haven't heard anybody play it here. I heard it in Florida when I was in
Oh.
college. This girl who played it
Oh.
on Forum. Forum was happening every Thursday at 11 in the morning. So she played it there. It was amazing. And I was like, I really have to have the piece. And then I bought it, but now I can't seem to find, like, people are asking for the link to buy it. And I have no idea how to buy it again. Like, if I needed to buy it again, I would not know.
I did buy it, but I tell you, how did I find it? I found it somewhere. I did order it, but I tell you, the page turns are terrible. So you have to memorize the piece. The page turns are very bad. I do remember that. And I just worked from a photocopy. I basically worked from a photocopy before I purchased the music. Yeah.
No, you have to memorize this. There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way to read from it. Another question for the clown technique.
Oh,
you had a post on this, so
yeah,
I wanted to know more about that because.
Okay. So wait, is Shaylin here? Shaylin, say hi if you're still there, or any of my students say hi, because I mentioned this in a lesson to a few of them, and so I want to put out a YouTube video called 13 ways how to deepen your musical interpretation. And every time I think about what I'm going to say in this video, I add another way. So it becomes 11 ways, 10, 11, 12 ways, 13 ways, 14 ways, 15 ways. Hi, Shaylin. Okay, so Shaylin knows what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so we work on musical interpretation, and when I was a much younger, less developed character, shall we say, you approach pieces of music and it's nice, it's kind of dull, it's kind of straight and boring. So I always encourage people to add as much character and shape. So let's say, this is also in conjunction with the roller coaster technique. So the clown technique, okay, let me just answer your question first. The clown technique, are you still there? You're all of a sudden dark.
No, I'm here.
Okay, so okay. I always encourage people to assume that they are this ridiculous clown, and clowns always have to exaggerate every single expression on their face. So if they're sad, they're super sad. If they're really excited, they're super, super excited. So I ask the student to take those characters and just pretend they're the clown version of that character. So if you're playing something really sad, so maybe I'll say, okay, that's a 1 on your clown scale. Can you make it a 10? So they go, and that's maybe a 4. So I say, you know what, the clown has to be even bigger, to put it on an 11 out of 10 scale. So it's, I don't know. Like, you almost have to take it to a ridiculous level. And I tell you, most people don't hit that ridiculous level. That was ridiculous. To me, that was a bit ridiculous. But maybe to some, that's actually really interesting. You know who I really admire are Janine Jensen, Gidon Kramer. To me, these are violin, and Anna-Sophie Mutter. These are violinists who I think take clown technique to the best levels of expression, to exciting levels. This is what I mean by clown technique. You're taking your expression and you're really just
exaggerating,
sending it through the roof. Yeah. So that's one of my little hacks for deepening your interpretation.
That's actually a really good idea, because sometimes you make a video and you think that, or you perform and you think that you made all these dynamics and you were so good, and then you listen to a recording and you're like, I can't hear any dynamics. What happened? Well, you didn't make the dynamics enough to be heard, so it just, like, it never happened. Maybe it was just in your head. So
exactly. I hear that all the time in my recordings. I hear that all the time. It sounds so polite. So I feel like hitting the clown is probably the way to go to make your recordings and your performances actually this much more, just this much exciting. And if you take that clown to like outer space clown, then it's going to be really exciting, like Gidon Kramer and Anna-Sophie Mutter. Like these are the violinists who I think really do it well.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Tell us what you think about that clown. Knuckle flexibility. Oh gosh, okay. We got technical questions. Hello, actually, Nandra Satria. Hello, actually, I'm not understanding what you say both. I'm very interested when you're playing the violin. Oh, do we have to play more?
Well, we'll organize another duet night for that.
Yeah, we can do this again. Who wants us to do this again? Thumbs up if you want us to do this again.
Why knuckle flexibility is important, and how can it help with violin? It can help with vibrato, knuckle flexibility.
Oh, yeah. Ever since I started doing those knuckle exercises, my vibrato has really improved. I'm constantly improving it because I've always had a very kind of, I feel like a stiff action in my left hand. But doing these knuckle flexibility exercises really does start to open up my sound. So yes, keep on this slow knuckle on everything. I mean, I don't do these every day, and maybe I need to do these every day, but I think they definitely have helped me. And I incorporate them occasionally, you know, in the past couple of months. Oh, good. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, yay. Shaylin, Walter, flute violinist, tiny violinist. The change in us, one, yay. You're a violin. Elena, thank you.
That's actually my friend from the Philharmonic, the principal cellist.
Which one?
The change in us.
Oh, hello. Stefan Nilofars. Good. Okay, we'll do this again.
That's my boyfriend, actually, watching from the
Hey guys, we can all do the
thank you for the
while we're talking at the same time. Let's multitask.
Right. Yeah, right. I'm answering questions and doing my knuckle exercise. Can you say hello to Indonesia? Hi, Indonesia.
Hi, Indonesia. Hi, Indonesia. Okay, you know what? I have a funny story. You know my YouTube channel? It's almost slightly embarrassing. I have one video that's gone viral, partly in Vietnam, Indonesia, and India. Hi, Indonesia. I love you. It's gone viral in Indonesia.
Really?
There's a question from Huff the Gov. How do you become more comfortable playing at the Frog?
Well, with flexible fingers, right?
Well, that's actually, I wonder, a controversial question, because some might say you don't need anything in terms of too much. There's different schools of thought. I was watching Nicola Benedetti, right? And so she says there's schools of thought that promote huge amount of flexibility at the Frog, and then there's a school of thought where you just keep everything still. And I think of this as floating in the armpit. So how do you become more comfortable playing at the Frog? I think of this floating, and then I'm not the best frog player. I try my best, but I did release a video with playing Elgar Nimrod, and there was a very slow bow change of the Frog. And I try my best. I almost feel like this has to be quite still, and the violin is kind of helping you on that last few millimeters. So this is not doing much. It's floating on the armpit. So this is barely doing it all. This is actually doing some of this helping here at bow change. So some people might think you need to do this. So I don't know. There's also a school of thought where you're doing a little bit of a figure eight, right? So because we know that the joints are built to move in a circular way, right? So everything has circular patterns, and none of it is up down, straight up. So some people might say you push out this way and then on down bow this way, just slightly, and that helps smooth out. So and the thing is, though, I watched a video on YouTube, and if you start off doing too much of that, then you're going to learn too much. Like, I think it's important to really practice straight bow. And I've struggled with straight bow for a long time, just because I'm a small person, and to get to the tip on a straight bow, I have to do this.
Right. So
And that's why I've struggled with straight bow, because I'm a small person. I have a small arm.
what's your hand
Short arm.
position when you are at the tip? If you have smaller hands, like you said, like what would be your hand position? Oh, okay.
I can barely keep my
Okay.
pinky. Right? I can barely keep my pinky on the bow when I'm on a straight bow at the tip. But that's my arm, right? I know someone, this Toronto Symphony concertmaster, when he's at the tip, he looks like this. He's like 6'3" or something, right?
Yeah.
He's incredible violinist.
Actually, you know,
Elena, coconuts, yes, the coconut video. Oh my gosh, Shayla and Elena know about the coconut video.
yeah, what is it? What is that? Like, I think
That's the silly viral video on my YouTube channel. It's embarrassing. Don't go to that video. Well, people go to the video. I'm not even in the video, so yeah. Chardash, please. Amir Violin says Chardash.
I was gonna say, because my hands are bigger, then you know I can turn to more towards the pinky, so my hand doesn't get locked like this, you know. But I like do this, you know, like I turn.
Oh wow! So you still are
way
able to
more.
Okay, you're still able to do a pinky at the tip. For you, when you're at the tip, you can still look like this.
Right.
But for me, my pinky looks like that at the tip. Sometimes, actually, I did have a student, and he said, "Wow, so you actually have your tip off the bow." He actually said that to me. Your pinky is actually off the bow when I'm at the tip. I said, "Oh, am I?" And I guess he was right. So I can barely keep my pinky off the bow when I'm at the tip. They're truly, truly at the tip. That's the short person's problem, though.
So, I wanted to ask you about the workshop. Well, I know that you practice karate.
Yeah.
And that you're a ninja.
Well,
almost.
Well, just like we're always trying to get better. I'm almost trying to get better ninja.
What? Yeah, I know. What? We're all ninjas trying to get better as ninjas.
Yeah.
What kind of color? What color is your belt right now? Do you have like
green? I'm in, yeah, and there's different styles of karate. So the karate that I do is called Ronin Kai Karate, based on Kyokushin style. If that means to anyone, anything to any people out there. Does anyone do karate or martial arts? Do a hands up or a thumbs up if you do karate, or put the karate-gi emoji in the comments if you do karate. So I'm green. I only started less than 3 years ago. So yeah, as definitely a late adult. I started as an adult. I was not athletic as a child. I was not. I was total geek, violin, music, study nerd. So I never did anything athletic until I became an athlete.
That paid off.
So yeah, and I also salsa dance. So salsa dancing and karate, those are two things that I do to round out my humanness.
And your karate practice was the inspiration for how to practice like a ninja workshop?
It probably was, although before I even started karate, some people gave me the nickname Linja. So Linja, yeah, that was in 2012. They started calling me, it's just a small pocket of musician friends. They just nicknamed me Linja just for a summer. No one else called me that, just those 6 people. And I got lots of nicknames, but that was one of them. So Linja Violin, Linja Violinja, all of those are coming out now. Dr. Lin and Ling Ling. Ling Ling is actually my Chinese name. So the whole 2-set violin Ling Ling thing, they're stealing my name. That's my name.
40 hours a day. Ling Ling.
40, yeah, no. I do not recommend 40 hours a day. As cool as that sounds, I do not.
No.
Yeah. No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about the workshop? Like, what it's gonna be about? How to practice?
Yeah.
Are you gonna like make a sort of like a schedule for each and every one of us that are signed up? By the way,
it's not going to be like a boot camp or anything. I'm just trying to basically on each day, I'm just going to go over a lot of ideas, and I hope people will come in and tell me what their ideas are. So day 1, day 2, day 3, and each day I'm going to be covering slightly different topics. So basically foundational strategies, mindset, We're going to cover a bit of mental practice, sports psychology tips. We're going to touch on memorization, how to optimize that, even productivity, and also metronome strategies, different ways you can speed up how to learn a passage faster, solidify a passage faster, how to prepare yourself for peak performance, like your next audition, competition, what's the strategies. So I'm going to try to cover as much ground as possible. And I've created a pop-up face group called Dr. Lynn's Practice Ninjas. So that just went up yesterday. So if you can find that, it's through my violin page, Lynn Quo page. And I'm hoping that every single day I'm going to just drop a challenge at the end of the day and say, okay, here's a little challenge just to help you during this pandemic, just to see what you would like to incorporate into your practicing going forward. And like I said, you know, we're all trying to get better. I'm certainly not a perfect practicer, and these are all techniques that I have come across, and I just feel like it's nice to share them with with each other. Again, just to remind ourselves. I don't do all of them all the time. Like, for example, do I have a notebook and write down what I practice in the day? Yes, I do. Do I use it all the time? No, I don't. Like, right. Do I always start off with scales? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. So I'm trying to get motivated as well. Just as much as I would like to share this information, I'd also invite people to come and share their information with me. And I'm hoping that people will just get invigorated with practicing, because this is the time to just connect. I mean, why do we do this? Why do we play the instrument? I don't know about you, Maria, but I think that's because we just love the music, we love the instrument, and we love creating. And if we can use our practice ritual to help feed that love, this is my ultimate source of happiness, to know that we're all going to create this kind of, I don't know, musical love around the globe. That would be awesome. That would be so cool. And then all of this is hopefully going to introduce people to how I work, because I'm going to be launching my own boot camp this summer. And yeah, so the workshop gives people a taste of how I am, what I do, and yeah.
That's amazing. I'm actually excited to join you. I think I signed up before we talked about it or anything. Like, I signed up as soon as I saw the how to practice like a ninja, because I thought it was so interesting. Okay, Maryam, I sorry if I don't pronounce your name right. She asked, how can we join?
Oh, go to my Instagram account, go to my Facebook account. You'll find, and just look for how to register. It's in the link in my bio. You can just simply sign up for the workshop. Yeah, and if you come to the workshop, definitely it's a must. It's a requirement. It's a request from me that you must say hi. You must say hi. That's my only request. Even if you don't do any homework or do any challenges, I just say hi, because I love this world, this globe that we're in. And I think it's important to just connect, just to, hi Maria, hi Walter, hi Shaylin. I just want everyone to say hi, Lynn. If you can say hi, then I'll be so happy.
And this workshop is for free. I mean,
absolutely,
anyone can join. Well, people who play the violin, of course, and they're all welcome, all levels, right? Or
yeah, anybody. If you want to come and say hi, please do say hi. And I mean, I think I had a cellist come and say, hey, can cellists come to the workshop? I said, hey, cellists can be ninjas too. Why not?
Of course. I mean, violists too, or
No violas allowed. No, just kidding.
No.
Okay, love for violas, love, just love.
That's so good. Sorry, violas, but they're always somehow part of a joke. Sorry.
I wish I could play it. Maybe it's because I'm bitter that I'm too small to play the viola properly. Then maybe that's why. Yeah. Hi, flutes by luthier. I can never say that. M-U-H bun. Mu bun. Yes. I love the emojis. And tiny violin. Yay! Tiny violin. Yay!
Hi guys. If you have any more questions related to the workshop, related to practicing, related to anything that interests you, please write them now, because we're about to wrap it up. And I'm gonna post this video later on my feed. But you're gonna have to ask your questions now.
Okay, type. How fast can you type? How fast can your thumbs go? Go thumbs. Go thumbs. Go thumbs.
So this was fun.
This was fun. I say we do this again.
Yeah, it was so interesting. I was thinking about, I told you, right? About bothering people with productivity on a Sunday night.
Oh, yes.
And last week, I remember I was doing, we must attend live or we can see the videos later.
You can do both. You can. It's great to attend live. That way you can connect. You can talk to each other back and forth through typing. But the replays will be there. The replays you can always watch. So yeah.
Okay. Too many comments. Not. Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. So I was telling you last week I made a video about 4 hour scales and I made it on a Sunday and it was already.
Yes.
I was like, should I post it now? No, that's probably really rude to bother people with 4 octave scales on a Sunday night. Everybody's gonna be like hating me.
I can't believe that. So people don't like to practice on Sunday. Wait. Okay. Now I'm gonna request. Who likes practicing on Sunday? Thumb up. Sunday thumb up. Who likes practice? Who likes to see? I want to see.
I do.
I do.
I like
Sunday
it, but
is a nice.
it's like a Sunday night, you know. Sunday night. Everybody wants to watch.
But it's Sunday.
Relax.
It's Monday. But it's Monday morning somewhere for someone in the world.
Exactly, somewhere in Australia.
There you go. See, Walter likes Sunday. Yue Violin likes Sunday. Hassan likes Sunday.
Yue like.
Hello. What do you first even want to practice violin?
Oh, here we go. There's some questions.
Okay.
What do you do first when you want to practice violin? Are you warming up? I think they're asking about warm up.
Okay.
And then what do you think about the Dounis method? That's
well, you know, today, okay, so Muban's question about, well, today, I don't know about you, but I'm very slow. My muscles are very slow. The older I get, the slower my muscles are when I first start. So it has to be quite slow. And actually, I'm going to talk about this in my workshop, but I now have built in, I try to build in basically a 1 minute focusing meditation. So, and my students know that I do this in my masterclass too. I start off with building in centering, which I learned from Dr. Don Green, and he's a performance psychologist. I was trying to build that into my routine so I could get ready for an audition. And now it's kind of stuck. And I even have it on my practice. I have a practice app on Audacity, which I can't show you right now because it's on my phone. But I have actually programmed a little warm-up centering meditation on my phone, just 1 minute. That way I don't feel like I'm wasting too much time, and that way I know I get some kind of benefit. So I did that this morning. I just kind of closed my eyes, did a few breaths, tried to center, and I said, okay, today I want to, or just right now for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to focus on relaxation. I know personally I store a lot of tension. So then I started off with scales, and then I pause on certain notes that I can sense like lack of coordination, lack of flexibility, or some tension, like 4 to 1 on a scale. And so that's what I do to warm up. I just start with something slow, and then somehow I just kind of follow my nose, follow my ear, and then I'll have ADD, and then go off to an etude, and another ADD, and I'll go off to an excerpt, and then I forgot that passage, and then what's for lunch? So that's sometimes
that is the secret. Okay.
No secret. Okay, so Marian's question: what do you think about the Dounis method? Did you see? Okay, Marian, did you see my mental practice video in my feed?
Yeah.
You saw my mental practice video. It was with the Dounis book. You saw that?
I saw it. Yeah.
I need to look in that Dounis book. I tell you, it's those were. I'm gonna have to look in that. You know what I'm looking at now is Carl Flesch, Urstüdien. How do you say that? Urstüdien. 1A, exercise 1A. And you're holding down. You're holding down just like F, G, A, and you're just going 1, open, 1, open. I've been programming 8 minutes a day on this, trying to maybe start my practice session, and then da da. This one's harder. Da, and then da da. This one's even harder. Da da. I've been trying to do that because I know I want to work on some lifting action on my fingers.
There is actually.
I feel like Dounis is similar to that.
I think, yeah, very similar. There is a book. There's an exercise from Dounis that goes like you put your first finger on G, second finger on D, third finger on A, fourth finger on E, right? And then you start, and this is the easy setup, he calls it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to practice this.
And then you have the other, then you have, I'm gonna send it to you actually, because it's really interesting. And then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and stuff like that. And then you have the other way around. I think we have remaining of 1 minute and 30 seconds, I think.
Oh, there's a time limit? I didn't realize.
Instagram
Okay.
is letting us be online for 1 hour only.
Oh, really?
Yes,
wow, an hour already.
Exercise.
Okay, daily doesn't?
So, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look. Okay, no, but I'm busy with Kreutzer. I'm not going to do this until I finish Kreutzer.
Okay. We are definitely waiting for those videos.
Oh, no, you put the pressure on. Okay, all right. Wait, Tiny Violinist. What was it, the hashtag Project Kreutzer etude? Was that the hashtag?
It was a good hashtag.
It was a good Project Kreutzer etude.
I'm just trying to figure out, guys, is there a way, is there something I need to press down to save this video? Because I'm not sure.
Gee, I wouldn't know.
Let me see.
I guess if we just. Thank you, Mariam. Project Kreutzer etudes. Okay, I'm on it. I'm on it. Thank you.
Share tapping.
Okay, Hassan has a very powerful exercise for strengthening left-hand fingers. Oh boy. Wow.
Well, we only have like 20 seconds left, so.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
Well,
Dave Rowlack, thanks for coming. We'll do another one.
5, 6. Okay, thank you so much. We're going to have to wrap it up.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.